Sub traders, it's 9th of October, Thursday. All week I thought it was NFP on Friday, and because of that I had no intention of trading today at all. But then when I checked Forex Factory this morning, it told me there's no NFP on Friday, and for some reason in my brain it switched into trading mode immediately, and I took quite a okay trade, but not a very good trade, and then I exited that trade straight away. So let's just do the review of the day and the trade that I took today. So yeah, very strong bearish order flow. To be honest, I wasn't sure what price was going to do, because although I had said, or I had predicted, that price is going to come into this daily time frame inverse or fair value gap that it had previously held, and then from where it found all of that bullish momentum that pushed price all the way up to this high just above that monthly time frame, swing high into that monthly fair value gap, which also SMT with GU, with a channel at the end of a leg that had been extending since January. So price was coming to an end, it just wasn't sure when. So I guess it has come to kind of an end of that leg, and to me, I was expecting a push down to this low. Maybe I was expecting the push down to that low before it pushed up to the high, but it pushed up to the high first, and now it's dropping down there, and it's, look at it, it's found support there already. I'm expecting that 50% to be tapped, and for price to find some kind of quite a strong support and a pullback into this range. But I've taken my 2 trades for the week, and I'm pissed off about that because I can't take any more trades. That's a rule I have. I've been sticking to that rule. I'm going to continue to stick to that rule, even if it means I've been waiting for this play to play out for fucking ages. But let's see what happened during the day. So previously, right, we had taken out these liquidity grab, and price found support and pushed up. And as price was coming down, to me, I was watching these levels. I was watching this level to start off with, you know, seeing if price will hold. It looked like it was going to hold sometime during the day. It held as well. Like yesterday, it held, pushed up. I wasn't sure whether it was going to find support and continue higher, honestly, because I'm not sure. However, when I did see this candle this morning after 1 a.m, that's a 6 a.m. UK time, right? That liquidity grab above that high, this bearish engulfing candle, and that was a good candle to suggest that price might continue lower. And then we got pulled back into this high, and again this candle right here was again another good candle that suggested we could continue lower. But again, it came out this low, so I don't really want to be trading around there anyway. Then price just dropped lower. It's come into that daily time frame fair value gap, start of that daily time frame fair value gap, right, and finding support at the moment, right. To me, I want to see price come down to this low and potentially into this 50%. And look at it, we got TGIF playing out, right? We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every day is bearish. Tomorrow's just going to drop down there, probably a channel, and probably push up a little bit, and I'm not going to be able to trade because my hands are tied now, and I'll rather stick to that rule than enter that trade. Like I said, price, you know, when he came into this bearish fair value gap after these highs were taken out with SMT with GU, price pulled back, right? It took out liquidity at this low, found quite strong support, pushed up. I was expecting price to continue higher up, or my prediction was that it could potentially continue higher up, but then it found resistance at this daily time frame fair value gap. I took a short around here, a very short term short. I wasn't expecting price to drop all the way down there, because why would I? And yeah, found resistance. Then price put in this bullish engulfing candle last Friday, I believe, last Friday, and I was expecting price to, you know, maybe continue higher, especially with this low wick candle on Thursday suggesting we could continue higher. It failed to do that, came down, put in another low candle, and then after seeing price not continuing after that bullish engulfing candle and dropping lower, was kind of suggestive, or gave me the impression that okay, we might actually now push lower, just not sure where to. Or my prediction was down to this low, but there was too many fucking friction along the way. I couldn't really make that prediction and with confidence, and be in a trade with confidence and ignore all of these levels. So I would rather sit on the sidelines and look to trade at specific areas like sell side liquidities and fair value gaps, which is what I did on pound dollar, so we can talk about that. But before that, yeah, just like price came into previous month's low yesterday, and which was also below these lows, and found some support. This bearish engulfing liquidity candle to me was a good sign, especially before this accumulation, that we might find support, and which is what we did with GU, and where I went long for a bit, and because GU also came into an area that I was waiting for price to come into, but it didn't push higher. And then after price, took out, closed above this, right? It closed above this, which could suggest we're going to continue higher. But look at the lower time frames, just liquidity grabs. We had accumulation going on, price pushed up, right? I wasn't trading any of this. I wanted to trade this bit here yesterday, this bearish engulfing candle. After that, I wanted to go short, but it's not really something I wanted to, because we had just rejected previous month's low. Pushed up, and then this bullish bearish engulfing liquidity candle I think was a very good sign to go short, but I had already gone long during the New York session on GU, so I couldn't really enter the trade there. So this is how GU is looking right now. Very strong bearish candle, similar to EU, right? We have had bearish days every day, especially Monday was a bullish engulfing candle, which after seeing that I was quite bullish in pound dollar, but look at it. And then seeing that bearish engulfing candle on Tuesday, I was really not bullish anymore. Price came into, well, closed below this low quite strongly. We've come into this inverse fair value gap on the daily time frame, which could be a good level to find for price to find some kind of a support, which it looks like it has just slightly. And yeah, it does look like we found some support at that low, right? On the 1 hour time frame, we accumulated, we came down, accumulated at that 50% level. Good thing I wasn't watching, because I would have probably entered the trade somewhere around here, and then dropped down to all the way down to that low, and then pushed up. Will we find support there? I don't know. We might continue lower, we might not. I'm really not sure. So let's just dive into where I took my long, and let's just dive straight into that. So this flag pattern was something I was watching. My drawn liquidity was up here going into the week. Not the strongest drawn liquidity, because I was, especially after seeing how price started to move during the week, I wasn't expecting price to shoot up to that high. Firstly, this is not a strong bullish order flow for price to form a flag and push up. And because of that, I wasn't, although I was trading at that trend line of that flag, I was really just trading a very short term counter move. Price came down to me, right, as it came into the third test. So look at it. We came into previous week's low to start off with yesterday morning, Wednesday, not even morning. Pushed up, pushed up, pushed up, took out liquidity up here with this bearish engulfing candle, quite a strong candle. And that to me normally comes towards the end of a move, or if in a trend, a strong trend, it comes at a as price is moving lower. But to me, because I was expecting price to find some kind of support there, especially coming down with these accumulations and seeing that candle come into this start of this inverse fair value gap, I was kind of a bit confident in that trade. And on top of that, we had the 60-minute channel. That was one of the main reasons as well, on top of the flag. So price dropped down, put in this inside bar candle. I wasn't even watching that inside bar candle, to be honest with you. It was that low wick candle. This channel low formed, failed to close below, and the fact that we came in and put in this double bottom at this low, and on top of that, this candle right there started off very strongly bullish, and it was forming a high wick as I was entering, and then I entered there. I didn't want to enter anything. I didn't want to aim for those highs. I was aiming for the 50% around here, so it was around 1.1 1.2 R, because I had my stops below the 50% of this low, of this inverse fair value gap on that 240. So I was watching this 240 inverse fair value gap, this trend line, and on top of that, that 60-minute channel with the accumulation coming down on the 240. And also this, another one was this market structure shift, this fake market structure shift, pushed up and then pushed lower. Is a good sign that, and retested this low, is a good sign that it could potentially hold that level. Those are the main factors. There's no order flow going on here, nothing. It's just trading purely based on support and resistance level, based on trend lines and fair value gaps or inverse fair value gaps. Then price pushed up. I exited that trade before going to bed, because there's no way I'm expecting price to come up and take out these highs. Although at first my intention was, fuck it, let's just hold it until price comes up to this high. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But let's be realistic. I was watching the daily time frame. It was closing bearish. We closed so bearish on Tuesday. There's no fucking way I'm expecting price to go up to those highs. Why would I want to? One of the main lessons from my previous month was that I need to exit my trades early, because I tend to hold them as soon as it moves in my direction, thinking that we're going to the moon. And that is, I had to remind myself that before going to bed. And because of that, I exited the trade. I'd much rather take that 1.1% win than wake up in the morning and fucking the price has gone completely against me. So when I wake up this morning, I saw something, price had made this high, found resistance, and was moving lower. And I was already out that trade. So luckily I didn't aim for these highs, which I had initially, because I was so confident after price started moving in my direction. But then I had to, remind myself, all of these liquidity grabs, is, order flow is quite bearish. Like, I'm just taking a short-term entry, take that lower hanging fruit and fuck off. This is where I took my trade today. So I was watching the flag, right? That flag to me was still in play, kind of. Price, this was before this close of this candle. Before the close of this candle on the 1 hour time frame, we came into that 50% level of that inverse fair value gap on the 240. To me, we're still holding that flag and that channel, although I could see that RSI is no longer diverging on the low of that channel, which is annoying. But I was at work, it was early in the morning. I told myself I'll wait for some kind of accumulation first, which is this accumulation, and I put I had a alert down there, price alerted, and then from there I believe I entered as price was making this candle. I was just too early to me, and then price pushes down. I was already out by way before this. I couldn't hold that trade, especially knowing that price is so bearish. We've got this low right there. We'd already closed below the channel on the 60-minute. So to me, I didn't like that pattern at all. It probably would have been stopped out right there, and then price moves up, obviously, and then after that my two trades is over, and then price takes out liquidity here, market structure shift, pulls back, and then probably just drops. Right, this is a very good entry to go short, actually, if you were short, especially after that 240 candle, liquidity grab, MSS, market structure shift, order block, short right there. I think would have been a good entry, but it's what it is. A good day and a good week so far. So let's see how the market plays out tomorrow.